Only the early birds get fun stuff like that. Yeah. For everybody else, it's just, Tuesday, 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 the day that time forgot. That's right, friends. What do you think? I don't know. It's not very, I know this shirt isn't very folk. It's not ratty enough. But I just wanted to wear something different. Yeah, I'm going without the headband tonight. The hair is, starting to kind of feel like, like Elizabeth Montgomery in 1966. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm starting to feel like. But am I worried? Do I look worried? Do I seem distressed in any way? Do I seem distressed in every way? Well, what are you going to do? Listen, welcome to Treehouse Concert number 42. And so glad that you have decided to kill an hour in here with us. Gammon Pete. I need what I need. I need a Couth Buzzard coffee mug. That's what I need. I don't know that there is such a thing as a Couth Buzzard coffee mug, but there sure as heck ought to be. Thanks, Ma. Oh, yeah. Mystery beverages. Yes. A long line, an endless line of mystery beverages, bottomless cups of mystery beverage. Timitra. The Met-How contingent. Hi, Val Sanford. Hi, Stefan. Is that Henry? Janine Boggs. Hello there, cousin. Monica Holverstadt's in the house. Scott Higgins. Hope your folks are here tonight, Scott. I really do, because going to be doing a stomper tonight. Yeah, I'm hoping that Ken and Julie is going to dedicate it to them. I hope they're here. Hope somebody will let me know whether Ken and Julie are in the house. Hey, who's that? Is that Ann Landerholm Burke? It is Annie Landerholm Burke. Hello there. Got all kinds of relatives in the house. Met-How contingent. Portland, Oregon. Gary Schulstead. Yes, sir. Oh, I forgot my Les Paul Merching powder. Just a snurd now. Don't go too heavy on it. Yes. Oops. Oh, lost a shoe there. Threw a shoe. That thumb pick, I've tried reshaping it to try and get it a little bit tighter. It's been keeping me right on the edge of weirdness here last couple of weeks. Get some Les Paul marching powder in the hair, which I'm sure will help. I think I'm about ready for bobby pins and hairspray. Don't think I won't use them either. That's right. Yeah. Okay, well, this is going to be an interesting evening. I'm looking at this list here. I'm going, really, Bill? Really? What were you thinking? I feel like Captain Kirk when I do that. Scotty! Don't look like him, but I feel like him. Okay. That was fun. That was fun. Yeah. There's a man with a two-headed heart down there, standing by the road in his underwear. He's making quite a scene, but he doesn't seem to care. The man with the two-headed heart's down there. There's a man with a two-headed heart close by, looking out for love 'cause he doesn't want to die, pointing with his thumb towards the southern sky. The man with the two-headed heart's close by. There's a man with a two-headed heart I met, standing by the eave so we wouldn't get wet. I don't know where I'm going, but I'll get there yet, said the man with the two-headed heart I met. There's a man with a two-headed heart outside. He's been there all day, but he hasn't got a ride. His thumb is sagging, but his smile is wide. The man with the two-headed heart's outside. There's a man with a two-headed heart in here. He looked a little lonely, so I offered him a beer. Says he's gotta go and the road is clear. The man with the two-headed heart's in here. In here. There's a man with a two-headed heart down there, standing by the road in his underwear. He's making quite a scene, but he doesn't seem to care. The man with the two-headed heart's down there, down there. Close by, close by. Outside, in here, in here. Really wanted to stick the landing on that, but you know, that pinky doesn't always just want to just do that thing that it's supposed to do. Used to do it. Lately it's been getting a little, you know, it's losing interest, I think, is basically the thing. It's getting sick and tired of doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. Somebody's got to get that kid under control. Henry. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, sir. I don't know how does one respond to that? I'm not sure exactly, but we'll think of something. Anyway, I decided not to start with a stomper tonight. Not that there will not be stompers. Not that there will not be stompers, just that... Someone just feel that things, something rattled, something shook, something was... What are you waiting for, a bus? Gotcha. Yeah, I heard you rip the page and I started talking about, oh, I think I hear something. And then, you know, then she's doing some proofreading before she... It's the hand, everybody! We think. A little bit of showboating. There's been a hand. That's my job, you know. I love you, hand. Yeah, there you go. There you go. We got Annie and Robert. We got Tim and Demetra. We got Scott and Rhonda. We got Colette. Colette, hi, Colette. We got Bill Woolham. Oh, maybe it's Bill Woolham instead of Colette. Maybe it's both of them. Hi, Bill. Colette, if you're here, howdy. Val Sanford. Holly and Kim are here. Jeff Steve is here. Charlotte, Henry, and Stefan are here. I think we know that. Rochelle is here. Hi, Rochelle. Rick Lewis is here. Yes, sir. Lori Trout is on her way to work. Kathy and Loris are here. Janine Boggs is here. Henry says, "What's on tap tonight?" I think it's a microbrew. Oh no, I'm sorry. Rick Lewis. Tonight's show is the answer to the universe. Tonight's show is the answer to the universe. Whoa. Well, that's a lot. Okay, well, I'm not sure what to make of that there, Rick, but hey, I'm glad you think so. What happened to... I said, what happened to my picks? I was saying, what happened to my finger picks? They were on my hand. They were sitting there, right where they're supposed to be. Run away. I can't stay in this house today. The fingers just refuse to play. I guess I'll run away. Till that heart
Kill that rocky ground to start. Make your mind and call it art. You got to till that heart. Yes, sweat, sweat, sweat and blood. Add some clay to make your mud. Freeze and thaw before the flood. All that sweat and blood. Dark, dark, dark and slow. The neighbors come to watch me go. The pain's down here where it won't show. Make it dark and slow. Yes, cold in your hands. Lines on your man. What is his plan? Does he have a plan? Hail, hail, ice and smoke. Winter's on and it's no joke. Give that rusty stove a stoke. Hail the ice and smoke. Bake, bake, bake your bread. Put some yeast inside your head. Let it swell like the doctor said. Go and bake your bread. Smell, smell, smell that love. Tap that well with a velvet glove. Count your lucky stars above. You still get to smell that love. See, see, see through me. Pull the string and drop the tree. Some kind of midlife chemistry that you see through me. Yes, it is. Cold in your hands. Lines on your man. What is his plan? Does he have a plan? Can't stay in this house today. The fingers just refuse to play. I guess I'll run away. Dark, dark, dark and slow. The neighbors come to watch me go. The pain's down here where it won't show. Make it dark and slow. Yes, you do. Make it dark and slow. Dark and slow.
Yeah, that was a little ragged around the edges. Don't play that one too much anymore. That's Dark and Slow. That's from, what's that on? That's on Raise Your Heart, right? It is indeed. There's a little bit of stomp. Some stomp for you. Stomp on Tuesday. It's a different way to start the show, I thought. A little different kind of vibe. Kick things off. You know what I'm saying? How you guys doing? You guys go ahead and talk for a while. Gotta do some tuning here. The reason I always muffle that string is that's the only string that's ever broken on Woody, and it always does it when I'm tuning back up. That's why I do that. So some of the inside scoop, some of the back of, you know, the kind of the back room kind of knowledge, you know, that you're just dying to know. Sorry. Okay. There's got to be something I can play here now, right? Right, friends. Realize that song right there that I'm looking at, I haven't played that all week. What the heck? Hi, Taylor. How you doing? There's Kim. Yeah, the Lame Cat Ranch on board. Everybody's talking amongst themselves. I could just be over here. I could be over here shining shoes or doing something. I could be scanning through the poetry shelves, you know, looking for stuff. Everything would be fine. Everything would be just fine. I'm seeing there's quite a few stompers. Quite a few stompers tonight. What are you going to do?
The sanctuary polishing brass. Jesus at the window, he's captured in glass. I'm lacing up my sneakers, packing up my things. Gotta hit the road before the doorbell rings. God loves civil disobedience. God lends a helping hand. He's there at my ear when the time comes to take a stand. He says, oi, but the crazy land. Well, I tried to write my senator, tried to write the press, but no one seems to listen until you make a mess. I contemplated terrorism, threw that away. I don't want to hurt nobody, now I just want to say, God loves civil disobedience. God had some trouble too. He's there in my ear when I can't think of nothing to do. He says, boy, I got a job for you. Yes, you. Yes, you. It's a burning bush, it's a burning tree. Ralph is standing there and he's looking at me. Says, I'll write it down if you'll take it to town. We got a mission, we got permission. Yeah, well I never burned a building, I don't sink ships. I got a can of spray paint and a good set of lips. I shout from the rooftops, paint on them too, so when the bombers fly over they know who to screw. God loves civil disobedience. God lends a helping hand. He's there at my ear when the time comes to take a stand. He says, boy, but the crazy land you got here. You call it the Medicaid? Hey! God loves civil disobedience. God had some trouble too. He's there at my ear when I can't think of nothing to do. He says, boy, I got a job for you. Yes, you. Yes, you and you and you. God loves civil disobedience. God loves civil disobedience. God loves civil disobedience. Say, oh, God loves civil disobedience. Say, oh, God. Oh, God. Say, oh.
Stand back. Thought Woody was going to burst into flames. Things were intense in there. That's right. Things was intense in there. I was losing track of the whole business. I was losing track of what was supposed to be happening. Okay. I heard the sound of... I heard the dulcet tones, but who knows what it actually means? You know? Do you know what it actually means? Oh. The hand is back! The hand, too! The adventure continues. Yeah. Those pages and pages of dispatches from the front. What do we got? Frank Vernon. Joseph Webb. That means Kat's here, too. Kathy Molesky Steck. Answer to the universe because it's show number 42. Of course, Rick Lewis. I'm sorry. I missed that. Jeez. I'm sorry. Yeah. Axel wants to know where my headband is. Sorry, Axel. I could throw one on for you, but I thought it'd be too warm. You know, it's warming back up again. And, you know, I just thought if I was going to do my tribute to Elizabeth Montgomery later, you know. Of course, Axel doesn't know who Elizabeth Montgomery was, so that makes it harder. Well, sorry, Axel. Can I have. Maybe your folks can explain it to me. But they probably don't get it either. It's a hair management issue. Or, ouch, ow. I could just come over here, off camera, as they say, and return moments later, rocking the headband. Because, Axel's young, I want to get him when they're young. Get him into the fold, as it were. Did we establish whether Ken and Julie are here? I haven't seen their name on any of the lists. Darn it. I need them here. I need Ken and Julie. Where'd I put my other? And there's too many piles of stuff. Did I see Ken and Julie on there? Heidi Muller! Jamie Turner! Check them out! Check them out! Yeah, I didn't see Ken and Julie. Okay. All right. And I'll just keep going now. They're going to hear about it later from Scott and Rhonda, and they're going to be upset. I can just tell. We'll do something different then, Bill. There you go, Bill. There's an idea. You could do something completely different. There's Ken Higgins. Thank you, sir. I didn't mean to make it, the only way I can tell you're here or not is if you comment, so thank you for chiming in. My evening will be complete now.
Here comes Jason with his red rose tea. Here comes Ezra, he'll be looking for me. Down by the dumpster, down by the blowing debris. Gathered round the concrete tree. They're all looking for the temporary bed. Blankets from the stairwell, shoes from the dead. Rumor on the block say Ollie got a cave in his head. Wondered why his shirt was so red. Days are getting shorter, how can that be? Shots of Donald Trump keep me company. Myrtle's really sorry for the finger she broke. Used to take the bus, but now she's taking jokes. Hustling for newsprint, trying to get herself a new coat. Friendless at this end of her road. Andy couldn't yell, 'cause Andy couldn't talk. Andy found some pizza in a Domino's box. We found him on the chain link down by the ferry boat docks, hanging like a bag full of rocks. Days are getting shorter, how can that be? Shots of Donald Trump keep me company. Missy's from the mission and Missy's okay. Just don't mention Jesus or she'll keep you all day. Jesus would've liked her, looking like an angel she prays. Don't hear much from Jesus these days. And here comes Jason with his red rose tea. Here comes Ezra, he'll be looking for me. Down by the dumpster, down by the blowing debris, gathered round the concrete tree. The concrete tree. Yeah. Well, listen up, people. Before we go any further, I should let you know that as far as I know, as of press time tonight, next week, next Tuesday, March the 2nd, myself and Mr. Jim Page will be sharing the building once again. So carve out an extra hour on your calendar for next Tuesday, because it'll be a longer show. That's right. That's right. I would love it if once a month I could do something with somebody else. Yeah. So, still things are still in the works. I see Heidi out there. I got to get Heidi back in here. I wonder if Janice is set up at home. So, hey, look who's here. Patty Lorenz Hampton is here. Julie Powell is here. Yes, and Pamela Suzanne Birdwell is here. Yes. More about that in a bit. Yes. But Ken and Julie Higgins, need your help on this one. Yeah, this one. Scott and Rhonda can help out too. Any of the other Higginses that happen to be in the crowd, I've been finding myself really enjoying singing songs that my dad used to play, and this one was a special favorite on Fox Island because of a couple from Lawrence, Kansas, that he came wandering down the beach one day, and we all got to be friends with him. I'm talking about Everett and Clara Christensen from Lawrence, Kansas. They love this tune. Gotta get the gut bucket going, Scott. Everybody's got to join in on the choruses here, because it stomps like this throughout. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. You like to talk about me, you like to put me down, but while you're throwing dirt on me, you're slowly losing ground. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. Since you got on your high horse with your fancy friends downtown, you have a hard time seeing me, you're always looking down. Well, if you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. Is everybody singing out there? I'll have your second fiddle returned to you today, 'cause baby, that's one instrument I never learned to play. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. Everybody, if you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride. If you don't want me, baby, if you're not satisfied, if you don't care, get on your horse and ride.
Ride. Ride, ride. Ride, ride, ride. I think we had a little help from from outside the general area. Maybe some in here too. Hope we had some help in there. That one's played especially for Ken and Julie Higgins, but for all the Fox Island friends of long ago and far away and close by and nearby and all of that. My dad used to play that song. I was always guaranteed stomper. Boy, stuff got cooking when they played Ride, Ride, Ride. Especially when Everett and Clara were there. And old Everett, he'd rear back and be like, oh, ride, ride, ride. Ride, ride, ride. His dentures would start to slip down a little bit. What a man. Love that guy. Yes, sir. Okay. All righty. Well, there we are. If I didn't know better, people, it's time for set that aside and do some a cappella numbers. Anybody up for some a cappella numbers? Yeah. That's just a fancy name for poetry break, poetry break, poetry break. Actually, I guess the poetry is fancier than, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, there we go. Where's my stump? Where's my stump? There it is. Got to have a stump. Sorry, I'm a geezer. Sorry, Axel, Eli, Henry. I'm a geezer. Whew. Okay, where were we? Well, let's see. It's been interesting. Like when I got up this morning, I thought that I was going to read some Kwame Das. Then I thought, yeah, but I was reading David Lehman yesterday. Maybe I should read David Lehman because it's kind of more, kind of like that. And then I was thinking, wait a minute. Who else was it? Oh, and then I thought Frank O'Hara. I've got this 40th anniversary of Frank O'Hara's lunch poems, the hardcover sitting on my desk. I use it for a coaster. I use it to put my coffee cup on. It's just not good, and that's not respectful. It's also not respectful. So I thought Frank O'Hara. And then news came down that we had lost Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Yeah, that Lawrence Ferlinghetti passed away, I guess, yesterday. 101 years old. Published his last book last year when he was 100 years old. It was a memoir called Blue Boy, which I read the last time Diane and I went out to La Push. Yeah. Which I think was last fall. No, it would have been fall of 2019. Yeah. Lawrence Ferlinghetti was born March 24th, 1919 in Yonkers, New York. His father, an Italian immigrant, had shortened the family name upon arrival in America. He was published Lawrence Monsanto Ferling. Lawrence Monsanto Ferling. But he took the whole name back, Ferlinghetti, later in life. He went everywhere. He did everything, And I first became aware of him during my college years. I bought this book here at the Whitworth College bookstore. Probably his most famous book, maybe. Well, I guess I can't really say that. But certainly one of the top-selling books of poetry ever published in America, A Coney Island of the Mind. If you went to college, you probably saw some guy, with a baggy coat walking around with one of these under his arm. That was probably me. And it was published by New Directions Paper Books. New Directions. Yeah, James Laughlin. Huge force in American literature, especially in the 20th century. Started with Pictures of the Gone World. There were other things like Mexican Night, which is a travel journal. There was The Secret Meaning of Things. There was Starting from San Francisco. There was Who Are We Now? There was Over All the Obscene Boundaries. There was Landscapes of Living and Dying. There was The Populist Manifestos. There was... He started late in life to write a long poem called Americus. Here's Volume 1. Volume 2 was Time of Useful Consciousness. Very current stuff. Lawrence Ferlinghetti, the one I'm going to read from tonight, is A Far Rockaway of the Heart, which was written 40 years after A Coney Island of the Mind as a sequel to A Coney Island of the Mind. And I was skeptical. When I first picked this up, I was like, oh, Lawrence, come on, you're doing a sequel? And then I started reading it, and I was like, wait a minute. He's like the court jester, classic court, the fool in court, who, gets the royalty laughing, gets them feeling light and fluffy, and then starts zinging them. Yeah, speaking truth to power, one of the early forms of that. And Lawrence Ferlinghetti was a master of play in language. He liked things to swing. He liked things to dance. And it wasn't like he was not saying anything. He wasn't giving up any meaning or content for the sake of the swing or the dance. He did it all together. And he was a performer, and he was just really good at what he did, I started reading this when it came out in 98 because Coney Island of the Mind was published in 1958, or Far Rockaway of the Heart, published in 1998. And I got it pretty shortly after it came out. I don't know if I got my name in this one or no. I got this in 99. Okay. I got it at City Lights. Yes. And I'm going to start part way in because it doesn't really matter, But it is kind of a sequence. It's a numbered sequence. So I'm starting with number 16. They don't have titles on these poems. Some of his books have poems with titles, but he's done many of these sequences, including his Americas sequence, which is really current. It's really worth reading because it's about us right now. And this one's close enough, too. Number 16. So that the God whom humans had decided is consciousness itself, whose center is the self and its circumference everywhere, looked down from the outskirts of his empire of the conscious in the far suburbs of his kingdom, where he had set up a temporary headquarters, a sort of summer pavilion, or rather a winter palace, since it's quite cold way out there in space and time, and much warmer down in the heart and mind of things. And he looked down from his throne, which was of the portable type, kind of like a portalette, with handles fore and aft so that he could be carried anywhere as needed without dismounting, because he was always having to move, on the run, depending upon where his beings, human or inhuman, had shifted their consciousness, which was constantly expanding by natural or unnatural means, so that he looked down from his high throne and saw light upon the face of the earth and saw that it was good. And he said to himself, looking down, "It's a good deal. Life is a good deal." Although even as he spake it, he could hear a devilish voice behind him whispering, "Life sucks," which was very discouraging to God, who would go into these deep glooms, and some suspected he was a manic depressive. But he would always manage to climb up and out where he could see the light on earth again, so that he looked down again just this past winter and decided to take a New Year's inventory, and took out his portable Mac and started to write down everything, such as one Dutch ship sighting Sandy Hook, New Jersey, and mistaking it for the Hook of Holland. One very beautiful woman weeping in a restaurant with her hand being held by a black lover. One red lobster on a leash strolling down a Paris sidewalk. One very small dog peeing on a very large tree in which two birds are trying to sing. One roar of an MGM lion on a silver screen. One fine day under the linden trees in Boston Common. One ice cream cone about to be licked by a boy in short pants. One enlightened politician behind bars. One Zapatista, and one fine anarchist picnic. And one monkey playing a masterpiece on a computer. One merry-go-round on a deserted playground with wooden horses all galloping in the same direction. One spent serpent eating its own tail. One cool evening in autumn capitals, their avenues of leaves ablaze. One Prague symphony written in the walls of Auschwitz. And a stone, a leaf, an unfound door, and a cow, a clod, a far figure by a railroad crossing at dusk to flash upon a Pullman window and be gone. And the great cracked bell of Saint Sulpice shaking in the dusk of Paris, and mother in a manger because no room at an inn, and a kid called Jesus posing as a Christ child, and a flight of blackbirds over the Appian Way, where legions in battle dress are once again marching, and one hot soccer star wearing a Forza Italia armband, and 643 delegates to an overpopulation conference walking out on the Pope, who refuses to wear a condom, and one egg rolling under a pushcart pursued by 3 billion people, and one moment of silence, and one moment of epiphany, and one moment of ecstasy, and one moment of madness, and one moment of silence, and still looking down at everything God spake in tongues and said, "Ah, yes, and these are all thoughts I acted out, but they were only tryouts for the real thing." And hence he started to sing in his vox populi a whole new opera, all of which turned out to be the libretto for our 21st century, with a singing part for every heart, and even a part for the very heart of our ungodly unconscious. Yeah, he swings. 17. I should have read that better. I'm sorry, I should have warmed up. It's like I needed to go over here and warm up against the wall for a minute to get my mouth working in a Ferlinghetti kind of way. It was working great a couple hours ago when I was working on these. Number 17. Do dreams rescue your ego as an ocean saves a sinking ship? Things you cannot deal with in waking life, like an iceberg off the bow, are transformed in dreams into something you can throw a lifeline to, or recognize as some pale idol or familiar monster whom you have already learned to deal with, like some old friend or lover still coming around for free kisses or other doubtful blisses, so that you wake with some elation, and instead of the torments of the great hereunder, you hear again the ego's erotic thunder, and await the lightning's next illumination. 18. Narcissus always carried a small hand mirror, just in case there was no water, to see the self in, like most of the rest of humanity carrying their little vanities. And the child, for the first time seeing a shell of the self and shocked by the sight of it, spends the rest of life enslaved to this so true and false mirror image, and only now and then seeing over a shoulder the world beyond the mirror, and never reflecting that life itself be only a samsara illusion in the handheld mirror of some higher Narcissus, leaning over our little quivering pool in which might still be reflected a totally ideal being. 19. So rent a museum and see yourself in mirrors. In every room, an exposition of a different phase in your life, with all your figures and faces and pictures of all the people who passed through you, and all the scenes you passed through, all the landscapes of living and longing and desiring and spending and getting and doing and dying and sighing and laughing and crying. What antic gesturing! And walking through the house of yourself, you climb again to all the rooms of yourself, full of the other lives and selves who passed through them, rooms, rooms, rooms piled up haphazard in the architecture of time, and all the bodies clinging to each other, or rushing to windows to break out of the room which they boxed themselves into, all the people of your life in one house in the night, all lights lit, like a cruise ship at sea, and you run up and down, knocking on all the doors, through which you hear all the once familiar voices laughing or sobbing or singing, and you run to the roof, and look up to the mute night sky, and in the wheeling template of stars see the faces, the figures of the lovely lovers who had once made time stand still, now all fixed in their constellated relations, motionless in time, so that someday, as time bends around to its beginning again, you find them all again, and yourself. 20. When the senses awake before the mind, and a bird sings in a far tree, it is not the mind that hears it, but an ear of what we call the soul, which may exist only if we think it. And love what is love, and heart what is heart, if we don't think they exist, the winged petal fallen away will not tell us, though it be shaped like a heart upside down and brittle as a leaf. And my book is full of leaves and petals picked before they fell apart, and they are veined and winded like the heart. Number 21. Oh, heart, involuntary muscle. Oh, heart, mute lover, without a tongue of your own. I would speak for you, whenever you, seeing a certain someone, feel love. 22.
In lock of love, lack love forgotten, lovers lie down and unlock the dove of passion, each in his or her own fashion, and all is anew in lock of love begotten. Number 23. The lovers under the portico, in the first spring rain, held each other by the heart, like wet green leaves clinging together, that even in the driest weather would not fall apart. Number 24. She didn't believe in ecstasy. She didn't believe in wild flights that would later fall to the ground without parachutes. Yet was still a romantic in her own ways, having spent her salad days loving a painter who flew where she never cared to, dare to. Number 25. An obscure composer she was, but not so obscure as to compose obscure musics. She composed people instead into amorous clusters, and her summer musters at the old homestead, so that they fell naturally into each other's armatures. And no harm of yours was among the few that fell further into the too deep grass, where swain might meet swain, or lad meet lad, or lad meet lass, and many were the swain songs, as swan met swan, and ass, ass. Number 26. He made the usual fool of himself with the women that night, as if there were still roses left in the garden of love, throwing off his striped pajamas at the wrong moment, and generally putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong words, which left him much exposed to the dumb winds of chance, which in this case usually blew through his pants. A regular walking calamity he was, and certainly no match for any carnivorous kid or that omnivorous de Kooning woman with the scythe, who was very much into eating him alive. And she did. Number 27. It's a woman's world, despite what they say. And I not one of them, letting my male chauvinism hang right out once in a while on purpose? Like barking up a tree in which a siren cat has taken refuge from a dog's world, stretched out up there, hidden among the leaves, languorous, enigmatic, long-haired and sinuous as a lynx, and totally in control of the situation. Number 28. I heard a woman making love today to some beast. Through the wall I heard her voice cry out in ecstasy, or pain, or joy at least, and it was too late to do anything about it, except go with it or doubt it. Instead I ran through the streets wearing a mask and singing mad songs, then fell into a zoo, tore off my clothes and sprang in among the animals, those adepts at loneliness, and laid down with them in that unpeaceable kingdom, and fell asleep like a gypsy dreaming of a lioness lover. Number 29. And love be written on running water, not on the surface of calm lakes, and a hummingbird writes it dancing above the stream and disappears, leaving only the sound of its wings, while the moving water sings through the sluices of everyday life. Number 30. I know where I'm going to stop. The lover leaves the house of her lover. The flower of her face, the petals of her lips wound the sleeping streets, and she disappears down it, as down a funnel through which all life has poured. Number 31. She came in out of the night, stood in the doorway, wavering like a leaf blown against a window, and fluttered past in the first wind, a wine-glass leaf, a leaf out of autumn, and fluttered away, and wandered away, adrift in the maze of her own wild life. Number 32. Think back through the long years, laughter in the eucalyptus forest,
and the sighs no one hears, the green lush trees still there, and the long leaves like hair still steaming in the wind, and the sea's voice far off still sounding upon the breakers pounding, the earth still breathing there, though the heart be swept bare. Though the heart be swept bare. Number 33. How the light lay on the leaves, how the light glinted through them, how the leaves themselves were light, how all creatures were light, were made of light, the warp of light upon them. In the dawn of the world that year, and they pulsed with it, with light of earth, as if they always would be, full of light, made of light, shimmering among the sere and yellow leaves in the autumn of that year. Number 34. Light knows rain and how to use it, but the rain knows not light until light hits it and transforms it. Just as man sleeping knows not light, but is transformed in waking as light falls on eyelids, trembling with dawn, and the man gets up and puts his lenses on. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I could just keep going. I get lost in this. It's A Far Rockaway of the Heart by Lawrence Ferlinghetti, who passed away yesterday. 101. Yeah. He got all of that one, huh? Yes, indeed. He got all of that. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, my friend. Sorry. Just doing a little tidying up here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I dropped that, so I had to. Got some. Yeah, okay. Let's not talk about that tonight, Bill. Remember how we weren't going to talk about that tonight, Bill? You remember, don't you? Sure you do, buddy. Sure you do. You still here? You still here? Jeff Steve seems to have a lot to say. Essence, wow. Yeah. Far Rockaway of the Heart. It speaks. I like it because he wrote it when he was an older guy. You know. What am I thinking? It in the eye, before the numbers got so high, before I found a better place, before the map became my face. Because I can't be who I've been, because of the muses on the wind, because of books I cannot shut, because the road becomes the rut. Now there's trees to try and keep,
Now there's kids who need our sleep. Now the acres are untamed. Now so much remains unchanged. Before I looked it in the eye,
there you go. That's the eye from the water dance. Yeah, I meant to mention that song Ride, 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 the stomper that I did. That was recorded by Lynn Anderson. You remember Lynn Anderson, country western singer? The song was written by her mom, Liz Anderson, who was a songwriter. Yeah, back there in the Nashville days. I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit. I knew that Lynn Anderson recorded it, and when I looked on the record label, it says Aunt L. Anderson. I thought, oh, Lynn Anderson wrote it. Cool. So I was always crediting Lynn Anderson, but it was her mom. Her mom wrote that song. I guess Ride, Ride, Ride was the name of Lynn Anderson's debut album. And she and or her mom wrote most of the songs on that record. Yeah. A couple of collaborations with other people. One song written by her dad, who was also a songwriter. Yeah. Talk about the family business. Talk about the family business. Okay, let's talk about the family business. Oh yeah. Let's talk about... Hey, kids! Gather around the ICU 2 TV set. We've got some birthdays to talk about this week. That's right, friends. Starting with right here, right now, Bill Armour. Bill Armour is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Bill. Yes. Also, Dev Singh, an old friend of mine, lives down in Oregon somewhere. Yeah, he used to come out to see the shows down in Oregon. Dev, happy birthday if you're out there, my friend. Tomorrow, Mr. Rob Crandall up there in the mighty Methow Valley is having a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Rob. Mickey Perry of Tumbleweed Music Festival fame. Yes. Three Rivers Folklore Society. Mickey, happy birthday tomorrow. And also Rolf Vegdahl up there in the Chelan Manson area. Yeah. Great singer, songwriter, performer in his own right. Happy birthday tomorrow, Rolf. Thursday, Mr. Adam Hunt, who's been here in the treehouse many times. Adam Hunt is having a birthday on Thursday. He probably didn't show up tonight because he knew we'd be calling him out. That's probably it. Yeah. Also, another great singer-songwriter, Michael McNevin, who does live streams, I think, twice a week. You got to catch him on Facebook. You just look up Michael McNevin. I sometimes share him to my page, so if you haven't seen him, he's great. He's got this place called the Mud Puddle Shop down in California where he does his shows every week, and it's just like, it's like the treehouse on steroids. Imagine some place like this, only with a lot of little gigas and stuff around. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. On Friday, Mr. Dave Weldy from up there in Chelan. Yeah, Dave Weldy. Great to see you virtually or however I see you, mostly on Facebook. But I do remember Dave and Mary Weldy. Great couple up there in the Chelan area. Happy birthday, Dave, on Friday. On Saturday, we got Crystal Schweiger-Smith is celebrating her birthday on Saturday. Also on Saturday, Pamela Suzanne Birdwell, who I believe may be in the house tonight. Pam is celebrating her birthday on Saturday. Mr. Todd Larson, old friend from my first student days, my school bus driver days. Todd, happy birthday on Saturday. Who else? Bill Doofus, Bill Doorknob, Bill Bad Blue Donut, Bad Day, Bad Dog,
Bill Davie,
some local guy. He's having his birthday on Saturday. Also on Sunday, Frauke Rind from up in the Methow Valley. Happy birthday, Frauke. Monday, what a day. Dennis Mills. Yeah, who's been in the treehouse, I think. Scott Askew from down Olympia Way. Hey, Scotty. How you doing down there, my friend? Kat Stromberger Perez. Yes, happy birthday to Kat on Monday. This is Monday. Becky Oman Stroud from Mason Junior High, Stadium High School, class of 76. Becky Oman Stroud. And Terry Wolf. They're all celebrating their birthdays on Monday. What do you think about that? And we'll be back here on Tuesday, so birthdays next Tuesday, then we'll talk about it then. So now, these are just the birthdays I've been able to find. You know, the local celebrities that I've been able to, identify as having birthdays. If you want to help me out, I'd be happy to have your help. Okay? It's their new strings, so. I'm looking at this, I don't want to play that. I don't play that. I don't want to play that. What should I play? I want to play something. I want to play one of them Diane type songs. What do you think? What haven't I played in a while? I know I play these too often. Too damn bad. I'm playing one. That's right. That's right, people. I'm gonna play a couples hymn just because it's fun. I like getting that little kind of finger picky kind of thingy going. It's not that complicated, but it sounds like it's real complicated, but it's really not that complicated. Anyway, we will call this the end of the show after this song, since it's already 8:01 p.m. Goodness gracious. I don't want to run over because I don't want the network people to get, to be jumping on me and stuff like that. They might try to pull my license, or, they might make it even harder to get onto Facebook next week. It was kind of difficult tonight. Took me a couple of tries. I had to close out of Facebook and then get back in. If you got friends who are not, who are new to the treehouse, tell them you got to hit that refresh button. Yet, if you're going to be watching live streams, man, you got to learn where the refresh button is on your browser, because a lot of times that's the problem. Whatever it is, you got this pain in your your ankle after you go for a walk, probably need to refresh your browser. Yeah. If you've been feeling kind of low and you got some kind of dull pain on this side of it's probably got to refresh your browser. If you've just been feeling generally cantankerous, like you just can't stand it anymore, you got to refresh your browser. That's how it's done, my friend. Especially at this time when browsers tend to be being used a little more frequently. Okay? This is the song I wrote at the beginning of the isolation times. I think it was when did I write this? Might have been May of last year. And I just, I wanted to write something because my songwriting group had assigned a song about isolation, or had suggested, we've been kicking around the idea. It wasn't actually an assignment, just a suggestion. And so I was thinking about it, and then I thought, even at that point in May, after only a couple of months of isolation, I was like, don't tell anybody, but this ain't so bad. I kind of like being stuck here with, the hand. I kind of like that. Yeah, and then you feel kind of weird about that because there's so much going on out there in the world. 500,000 souls, and you don't quite know how to feel. You don't quite know which side of that to come down on, And I think that's part of everybody's daily experience as we're coming up on a year of this. We still don't know quite how to feel. Whether we're supposed to feel lucky or whether we're supposed to feel, what? Guilty?
One of them said, staring through half-open blinds, none of what's sacred's been spread over the dead, echoes in an unsettled mind. Isolation is a cavity, isolation with its gravity. I know I've seen about as much of me as anyone can take. That's how I know that you and I are no mistake. No mistake. We never knew that fear could feel like this. Equal parts bliss and lists of the recently gone. And what about that vinegar and piss we don't really miss with each irreplaceable dawn? Isolation is a cavity, isolation with its gravity. I know you've seen about as much of me as anyone can take. That's how I know that you and I are no mistake. No mistake. No mistake.
There you go, folks. Another Tuesday, number 42. Yes, the answer to the question of the universe. That's what we got here tonight. Yeah. What was that question again? What was the meaning of life, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think you might have knocked on the wrong door. I think it might be the neighbor's place. Yeah, might want to. It's right over there. Don't think it's raining right now. So, as I said earlier, I believe myself and Mr. Jim Page will be here next week, occupying this space. It'll be a little shorter, a little bit more spread out, but we'll be going back and forth. We'll be trading songs. What do you think? Does that seem like a good idea? Yeah, can do that. I'm also in negotiations with a couple other people. Yeah, my people are talking to their people. It's kind of a people-to-people thing. And a lot of Zoom meetings and things like that going on. Trying to figure it all out. So hopefully there'll be more than just me. At least once a month or something, okay? Anyway, next Tuesday, that would be March the 2nd. Myself and Mr. Jim Page will be right here in this space, and there'll be another space over there. It's going to be live from the treehouse and the Bobcat Den. Doing one of those things, okay? Thanks, everybody, for coming out again tonight and for making my week. You always do. You always do. We'll do it again about 167 hours from now. Same bat time, same bat channel.